For the past couple of weeks, Epomaker's Galaxy 70 mechanical gaming keyboard has been at my desk and I've used it for work all the way to gaming and everything in between. And let me tell you now, this is a lot of keyboard for $100. Full disclosure though, Epomaker did sample this for the review today, but no money changed hands and they don't get to preview the video before it's released, so a little disclosure for you lot there. Without any more talking though, let's see why this is a lot of keyboard for $100. The Galaxy 70 is a 75% mechanical gaming keyboard with a hot swappable PCB. It features RGB which is controllable, and all of this is powered by a 4000 mAh battery which allows for 2.4 GHz and Bluetooth connectivity. But to charge this battery and to use in the wired mode, there is a USB-C port, which is always great to see. And all of this is housed within probably the most solid keyboard case I've ever seen. Literally, this thing is built like a tank. There's going to be no debt flex with this, and it actually weighs quite a lot as well, so very sturdy build design there. So for the gaming test, I'm just going to run up some Battlefield 2042, which is probably my main shooter, and I've just been killed there because I talk with my hands a lot. But in all fairness, over my few weeks of using this keyboard, it's felt very smooth and responsive. Unlike the TH80 Pro, which I had for the first few weeks, it had some wireless problems, but the 2.4 GHz on the Galaxy 70 has been feeling totally fine, and there's been absolutely zero issues with this keyboard. And so overall, this keyboard, there's a bit of a hairy moment there, I'd like to say, but overall this keyboard, I'd have to say, I don't know how I missed that one. That's more mouse movement if anything compared to the keyboard. But yeah, I was saying this keyboard feels nice and responsive in gaming, even in a slightly competitive scenario like Battlefield 2042. It's not the most competitive game ever, but it is still a first person shooter, which is quite fast paced on this close quarters conquest mode. So there is that. But as a Battlefield player primarily, do I have any issues with this keyboard? Certainly not. And if you were playing games like CSGO, Overwatch, Valorant, Rainbow Six Siege, you won't be having any problems with the Galaxy 70 from Epomaker, and I truly think it's probably one of the better gaming keyboards I've ever used, even on 2.4 GHz wireless. More than half of my time with this keyboard has been used for work, and in fact I typed up about 70% of my university dissertation on this keyboard, and it hasn't missed a beat. From video editing to script writing and to university work, the Galaxy 70 has been an absolutely incredible keyboard to use for these tasks. The Huano Blossom Odyssey switches, which I opted for in this model, are absolutely brilliant to use, and they sound awesome as well. Combining the switches with the built-in gasket from the factory makes for an excellent typing experience. It removes that horrible pingy sound when typing, and overall it sounds a lot better and it feels a lot better. On top of that, the aluminium case also adds that extra sort of final touch which makes this keyboard ever so brilliant to type on. It just sounds so good. Adding to that typing experience is the height of the keyboard. The angle that it's at is perfectly fine for my use case. It's not too high, it's not too low, but that's a good thing because you can't adjust the height on this. As for some reason, probably due to costs, there's no adjustable height adjustment on this keyboard. Maybe because cutting into aluminium is a lot more expensive than cutting into something like plastic. So I can kind of understand they've got to keep the cost down in a $100 keyboard, but if you want some adjustment, you're not really going to get it on this keyboard. Where you can adjust the keyboard though is with the hot swappable switches. Being a hot swappable keyboard, naturally you can change the switches without any soldering skills. This will take both 3 and 5-pin mechanical gaming switches, which is great to see, as this is basically standard for every gaming keyboard now, but regardless, I like to see this. So if you're a work first, gaming second sort of person like me, you cannot go wrong with this keyboard, as long as you don't want a numpad, as after all it is a 75% keyboard, but for me it's totally fine. The Galaxy 70 looks as good as it performs, with south-facing RGB LEDs, which is great for Switch compatibility, and great news, you don't need to install any software to change the RGB effects, as it can all be done with certain key commands on the keyboard. I can't remember every single command off the top of my head, but I'm going to list them on this screen down there, or down there, wherever's best, you'll see it. But I know FN and Enter will change the backlighting effect, and FN and the up and down arrows will change the backlighting strength. So if it's a bit too bright for you, you can always turn that down, or if you really want your RGB to pop, you can always turn that up. And being a static RGB merchant, if you press FN and the backslash there, that will change the colour for the backlighting. I like orange, as you can probably see with the rest of my setup, so I've left it on that. Unlike the Epomaker TH80 Pro V2, which is a keyboard I checked out recently, which you can watch up there, this doesn't have a built-in screen, and all honesty, I kind of like that, as it does keep the price down, and in change of a plastic body, which that has, you get a nice aluminium body, but you also get a volume control dial. Here you can change your volume in Windows, and you can tap to mute as well, which I think is a brilliant feature. I'd rather have that than a screen, which in my opinion is a bit gimmicky, but some people quite like them. But at the end of the day, I'd rather have much superior build quality and a volume control dial, but that's just me. One feature which is notably lacking from this keyboard is adjustable feet, but in all fairness, I think this is because it's aluminium, and to keep the cost down, they decided not to opt for it. But out of the box, thankfully, the angle this keyboard's at is totally fine for both gaming and typing, for me at least. But just know there's going to be no adjustment with this keyboard. And this is a bit of a trend I've noticed with $100 aluminium keyboards. I think the costs are just way too high to put adjustable feet in the back of these. So for the $100 that this keyboard retails for, I think you're getting a lot of quality and a lot of features while you're at it. Yes, you won't have the LCD screen which is built in, but that's okay for me, because in change I get a volume control dial, which I think's a better feature overall in my opinion, and you get a very solid and tanky aluminium housing, which, to be honest, this thing weighs a ton. It's just, you know, when you get like a heavy keyboard or just a heavy product in general, and you're like, yeah, that's quality. And not only does it feel brilliant to hold, if that makes sense, it also feels brilliant to type and game on, which is what matters with a gaming keyboard. One thing that I did note though, while gaming in particular, is the stabilizers on the spacebar do feel a bit scratchy. But this only happened very rarely, and it's not that frequent, and I suspect if you were to lube up the stabilizers, you'll be totally fine. So that's not really that much of an issue for me per se, but it's just more of an observation. But slight negatives aside, the Epomaker Galaxy 70 is a truly solid keyboard with excellent build quality, and that is what we like to see here on the channel. So if you're a worker or a gamer, or maybe you're both, the Galaxy 70 could be the $100 keyboard for you. If you want to see how another keyboard gets on, there'll be a video up there. With that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.